In this video, we will explore the full details of Bucci Franklin's biography, including his age, girlfriend, parents, siblings, state of origin, and net worth. Let's start from the top. The very beginning, before the fame, before the voice that sounds like melted chocolate in a dark room. Bucci Franklin was born as Bucci Franklin Odurukwe on June 9, 1992. If you are doing the math, that makes him 33 years young. Not old enough to be called uncle without warning, but just mature enough to guilt-trip you into respecting your elders. Now, don't get it twisted. Bucci may have grown up in Port Harcourt, River State, but his roots are firmly planted in Imo soil, specifically from a local government called Nkwere. You see, his childhood had the right seasoning, a blend of South-South hustle and Southeastern heritage. That combination alone deserves its own soundtrack. Born into the great Igbo ethnic group, Bucci Franklin came from a tribe known for bold men, bigger egos, and the ability to negotiate anything from bride price to DSTV subscription. It's safe to say Bucci didn't just inherit the name Franklin. He inherited the entire Igbo spirit of charisma, drama, and the occasional overconfidence that somehow works. He kicked off his academic journey at Brereton Primary School in Port Harcourt, where he collected the legendary First School Leaver Certificate, Nigeria's very own badge of childhood survival. From there, he moved on to Covenant Secondary School. This was the stage where young Bucci started to show his full potential, passing exams, collecting grades, and giving teachers mild headaches with his charm and questions that started with "what if?" He wrapped up his SSCE like a champ and headed straight to the University of Abuja to study theater arts, because why study engineering when you can study expression? It was there that Bucci Franklin found his true calling, standing on stage and making people feel things. Not that regular, nice speech type of feeling, but the who is that guy and where did he come from kind of reaction. University life was his own kind of movie. While others were dodging project supervisors and borrowing handout, Bucci was on stage stealing scenes and hearts alike. He wasn't just a student, it was an experience. With each play and musical performance, his presence on campus became legendary. People would say, "That's Bucci," and others would reply, "Oh, that Bucci," as if there was ever any other. He left the university with more than just a certificate. He left with confidence, experience, and enough stage performance stories to write a Netflix series. Little did anyone know that the same boy from Nkwere, raised in Port Harcourt, was quietly preparing for a run at Nollywood greatness. But behind every rising star, there is usually a pair of quietly powerful forces pulling strings behind the scenes. And in Bucci Franklin's case, those forces are Mr. and Mrs. Odurukwe, the parents of Bucci. Hailing from Nkwere in Imo State, both parents are civil servants, a noble profession that comes with steady income, lots of paperwork, and the superhuman ability to raise children while battling Nigerian bureaucracy. Not much is known about them publicly. They don't do red carpets, they don't do interviews, and they most definitely don't do drama. But one thing is clear. These two are the blueprints. Their civil servants' roots didn't just put food on the table, they planted something deeper, an understanding that success isn't accidental. Sometimes it's hearing no and still showing up anyway. These values rubbed off on Bucci like anointing oil, soaking into his skin until they became second nature. But in the case of Bucci Franklin and his siblings, things are quiet, suspiciously quiet. You see, there's no public record of siblings, no Instagram birthday shoutouts, no red carpet appearances with a "this is my brother from the same mother," not even one sister goals moment for the paparazzi. It's almost as if Bucci emerged fully formed from a scriptwriter's imagination, talented, handsome, and mysteriously solo. Now, this hasn't stopped fans from speculating. Some say he is the firstborn who became the blueprint. Others believe he is the only child, protected like the last egg in the crate. A few even wonder if he has siblings hiding somewhere, waiting for the perfect reality show debut. But in truth, only Bucci knows, and he's not talking. Bucci Franklin didn't stumble into stardom. He walked in, stage left, wearing confidence like a cologne, and armed with a theater arts degree from the University of Abuja. While some graduates were busy printing CVs and dodging NYSC call-up letters, Bucci was already warming up for his close-up. His first act wasn't in Nollywood though. Oh no, the man began his career not in front of film cameras, but behind the microphone. Spitting hot takes and smooth intros as a presenter, he kicks things off at the multimedia broadcasting company, the kind of place where you learn to talk for 5 minutes without saying and then slid effortlessly into the airwaves of Love FM Abuja, becoming the voice you would hear between traffic updates and love advice that nobody followed. It didn't take long before Bucci's voice became a low-key addiction. Audiences were hooked, not just because of what he said, but how he said it. There was something about the way Bucci handled the mic that made people say, "Who is this guy? And why do I suddenly care about weather in Abuja?" Then came his on-screen debut, not in film just yet, but on TV. He went from voice to face, gracing our screens as the host of Rise of Star on NTA. NTA, if you know, you know. If you have made it to NTA in your early 20s without being forced into it by NYSC, you are not playing games. But he wasn't done. He also helped pioneer the Spellbound magazine program on AIT, showing Nigerians that he could serve charisma both in front of a mic and behind a camera lens. From there, it was a short but stylish leap into Nollywood. At first, he dipped his toe in supporting roles, side characters, a scene here, a monologue there, but things got serious when he starred in the 2018 film Knockout Blessing, a gritty, fast-paced story that showed he wasn't here to play boyfriend number 2 forever. Then came Rattlesnake, the Ahana story. And that was it. The spotlight didn't just find him, it hugged him like a long-lost brother. His role as Nze in the remake of this classic film didn't just get people talking, it got them Googling. All of a sudden, Bucci wasn't just that fine presenter from AIT, he was Bucci Franklin, actor, scene stealer, and potential face of every future thriller. But wait, it gets better. Somewhere in the middle of all this, Bucci packed his bags, flew to the United States, and competed in the Spirited Actor Competition, a reality show that was basically Nollywood's meets Broadway meets Survivor for thespians. Out of everyone, he made it to the top 5, representing Nigeria internationally. No small feat, considering it was probably freezing and the pounded yam cravings were real. Back home, Bucci's resume became a buffet of impressive titles. Heroes, Mrs. Elliot, Written in the Stars, I Said I Do. The man was on every kind of screen except your microwave. And just when it felt like he had done it all, in 2022, rolled in like a season finale. And Bucci landed the role of government in Netflix's Far From Home, a stylish, gripping teen drama that wasn't just a show, it was a vibe. Bucci acted alongside a whole squad of hot, young rising stars like Elma Mbadiwe, Olumide Oworu, Genoveva Ume, Ruby Okezie, Tommy Ojo, and others who probably all had abs and skincare routines that made fans cry softly at night. Still, Bucci held his own, bringing charisma, danger, and a little Agbada energy to the screen. With Far From Home, Bucci proved what we already suspected, that he wasn't just a flash in the pan, he was a whole gas cooker. He became a household name in the 2025 Netflix's hit To Kill a Monkey. From radio to red carpets, from campus theater to Netflix's royalty, Bucci Franklin has stayed booked, busy, and beloved. But of course, no career is all roses and red carpets. If Nollywood had a department strictly for mystery and mild scandal, Bucci Franklin's love life would be their case study. For a man who's regularly on our screens, he has somehow managed to live in the spotlight while keeping his private life locked tighter than a Nigerian hostel gate after 10 p.m. As of now, Bucci Franklin isn't married. And no, before you ask, there's no secret wife hiding in Owerri or Abuja. But that hasn't stopped fans and social media aunties from playing Sherlock Holmes with his love life, especially when Etinosa Idemuja entered the charts. Ah, yes, Etinosa, actress, filmmaker, and proud Warri woman with a kind of confidence that makes people blink twice before forming nonsense. And in the middle of the 2017, she did something that made headlines, turned heads, and sent it into a tailspin. She proposed to Bucci Franklin. Yes, you read that right. On his birthday with cameras in public, and yes, the video went viral faster than a fuel scarcity meme. That moment instantly became the highlight of Bucci Franklin's romantic timeline. People weren't just watching, they were invested. The group chats were hot, the blogs were salivating, half of the Nollywood was clutching their pearls, and the rest were whispering, wait, are they dating? Since when? Where's the ring now? What about the wedding? It was drama, the best kind, the type that didn't need editing or script writers. It felt like a live Nollywood premiere, and fans were already mentally sewing Ashwebi for a 2018 wedding. Wedding hashtags were suggested, Twitter threads were drafted. Someone even claims to have spotted their pre-wedding shoot's location. Spoiler alert, they had it. But then, silence. Neither Bucci nor Etinosa came out to confirm or deny anything. No press release, no interviews, no coordinated Instagram captions like my piece, my person, my problem, just quiet. And in Nigerian entertainment, that level of silence is louder than in any love song. Etinosa, for her part, is a force of nature, a proud daughter of Delta State, born in Warri, raised with sass, and daughter to Sylvester Idemuja, a retired group general manager of Greenfield Refineries under NNPC. That alone means her bride price negotiation committee would have needed calculators and courage. So if anyone could flip the script and pop the question herself, it's definitely her. But whether the proposal was real or just a very expensive, very dramatic birthday prank, we may never know. Maybe it was love, maybe it was vibes, maybe Bucci Franklin is the kind of man who collects proposals like awards, quietly, respectfully, and without blinking too hard. Either way, no one is clear. He didn't let it distract him. While fans were decoding engagement, body language, and screenshotting Etinosa's Instagram stories, Bucci returned to work like nothing had happened. New movies, new roles, new achievements, no messy breakups, no public explanations, just silence and success. In a world where celebrities overshare like it's a sport, Bucci's ability to keep his private life airtight is a talent on its own. Mysterious, classy, slightly suspicious, but mostly impressive. So is he single? Is he quietly married? Is he attending engagement parties with Etinosa as just a guest? Nobody knows. But one thing's for sure, when Bucci Franklin decides to make his love life public, fans better be ready, because if the rumor nearly broke the internet, imagine what the real wedding would do. But before that time comes, let's take a moment to look back on his net worth. Bucci Franklin's net worth is estimated to be around $600,000, earned primarily through his successful acting career. In addition to his work in Nollywood, he has also made money as a model, on-air personality, and television presenter, showcasing his versatility across various sectors of the entertainment industry.